Hello everyone! If you didn't see the first part of this video, I am playing a black-white Approach of the Second Sun deck with Lich's Mastery. So I did a little deck tech, it'll be down below, you can go and check back. Or if you're watching the playlist, then it should be in the playlist. But we're running through a quick constructed gauntlet here and seeing how it does. I'm going to keep this hand. We're trying to beat up a lot on aggro decks, so we've got a Sunscourge Champion and a Moment of Craving already, this seems pretty good. And our opponent is mulliganing. Doesn't hurt us, rather, that we have Approach of the Second Sun in hand. It's a nice one to find. We have a little bit less card draw in this deck than, say, a traditional Approach of the Second Sun blue-white deck, because Supreme Verdict tends to be a pretty good card, or Supreme Will, rather. Ow, I get pinged. Supreme Verdict is also a good card, but a very different card. Yeah, I'm just going to pop that off. I don't think there's any real reason to wait around on it. Like, sure, maybe we draw Lich's Mastery, but I'm going to wait for 8. Just kill something, gain some life. Use my mana efficiently. We can play, Sunscourge Champion into Karn now. Could have waited. I mean, it's certainly possible to have things like, well, there's one, Goblin Trailblazer, or like On-Crop Champion, which I'd like to kill more, but yeah, I mean, this is fine. It's not On-Crop Champion, is it? What is it? The 3/2 haste. I don't know, the one that exerts. And for some reason, I've messed up its name. Getting pretty close to a Lich's Mastery already. This is sweet. Hopefully they give us the land, actually. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they give us Doomfall. Oh, no, they're going to give us the land. Nice. There's no real reason to attack. There's a fair number of haste creatures like Fanatical Firebrands and things, so I just would rather hold back. I'm not trying to win through damage anyways, so I can. This deck certainly can do it, but there's no real reason to. So it's probably better to wait. I'm just going to keep plussing Karn here. Opponent's really stuck on mana, too. Oh, wow. Alright, just play another Sunscourge here. They might let us have the Lich's Mastery. Probably do. They might be afraid of it, too, though. Yeah, alright. They're going to go Mastery. Well, let's Caracal. I get the feeling that the mono-red deck probably doesn't have a good time with 4 power of lifelink here. Just dumped onto the board. They might have Lightning Strike to kill this, and then they're just 1/1s, but yeah. Yeah. Opponent's done with that. I can 100% understand. Alright, well, that was an easy one. Let's go to game 2. Okay. Yeah, this seems like another good hand. I mean, we've got Treasure Map and Moment of Craving. It's kind of got a selection of cards that are good against control, Treasure Map, and cards that are good against the aggro. Moment of Craving, Settle. So, not a bad way to start. Opponent mulliganing again. Yeah, we're getting pretty lucky on these. I'm hoping that we get a good game. I don't want our opponents to just all be mana screwed, as much as that's kind of awesome for your win rate. It doesn't make for very fun Magic. Best games of Magic are where both people get to play a full game and show off their full decks. Nice close ones. So we've got Green Stompy here. Merfolk Branchwalker. Sure. Yeah, it looks like a Green Stompy deck. So we've got some options. We can Moment of Craving that. Don't really see the reason to do that. I think that we just Dusk Legion Zealot and use Treasure Map. Hopefully keep hitting some lands. I'd like some swamps so we can get the Lich's Mastery online. We have a fair number of black sources. We've got like those Ifnir Deadlands and a couple deserts and things over white sources. Yep, there's the Steel Leaf. I was kind of waiting for that one. I imagine no attacks. Oh, I would in fact be wrong. Well, I will block. Nice. I might stop on our turn. Actually, okay. I want to leave Forsaken Sanctuary on top, and then I'll just draw. This is interesting. I'm going to Queen's Commission and hold up the Treasure Map. We can't block the Steel Leaf Champion, so we're going to take some damage. But I want to be able to use Treasure Map here again if I can. And then next turn I'll have Settle the Wreckage, and if I get another untapped land, I can maybe even do Settle plus use the Treasure Map. Ronus's Monument. Alright. So we can't block, but it doesn't really matter that much. We're already kind of preventing some damage by just being able to attack back. Approach. Ooh, nice. Let's attack with both. I might not settle here. It's probably better to just treasure map. Yeah. Like, this is a lot of damage, but it's going to be a lot more next turn. It seems like a good idea to wait. I won't be surprised if our opponent doesn't play around Settle, because the deck is just a little bit strange. We have 7, so we can actually go Lich's Mastery and still hold up Settle the Wreckage. This is an interesting choice. I had to lose all of our treasure to do it. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. We're just going to pass the turn. We don't want to attack into Ripjaw Raptor and let them have draws. Let's see what happens. Galta, Primal Hunger. That's a pretty big one. I'm hoping for nothing else too good. Serpapard, okay. They might only attack the champion here. Oh, okay, good. Whew. I was worried because champion alone is lethal. So if they were playing around Settle, it would be really smart for them to just attack the one. And we're actually still kind of in trouble. I mean, right now the problem is that, yeah, we stop it this turn, but Galta's coming in. That's a lot of damage. I do have a lot of cards that I can discard. Like, I can exile a ton of things, so it's basically I'm still gaining the life. But, yeah, let's just go for it. Kind of feel like I have to. And our opponent scoops. All right, sweet. Woo. I'm not sure that actually would have been a win for us if they had anything. I mean, or even if they didn't. We do gain some life back. So we get extra cards by blocking, but getting extra cards and then losing the creatures doesn't actually change for Lich's Mastery. It just draws us extra cards, which I suppose is fine, but yeah, like we might have had to sacrifice some lands to stay alive and maybe not actually be able to cast the approach again, so kind of surprised that they scooped. I would have thought they'd need to do a little more math than that. I would need to go back and look at the video on that one. But 2 wins, I'm happy enough. Let's keep going. This is doing better than I thought. Ooh, this hand is interesting. I'm going first, too. I have 24 lands, so there's 22 on top. This is such a risky keep. Any land and I get Doomfall and Moment. If I get 2, Karn is great. If I get a Plains, then Sunscourges. I think that this is okay. I mean, it's risky. If I was on the draw, I think it's a snap keep. On the play, it's a lot dicier. I'm kind of hoping that they're an aggro deck because we've got the Moment of Craving again. Wow, our opponent mulliganed again. Feels so bad to mulligan in Arena, especially because there's the algorithm to make your hands better. So it's kind of awkward. I mean, it always feels bad to mulligan. It's one of the downsides of Magic. Hey, look at that. Never didn't have it. Sometimes you just gotta take the risk. I was saying that I was surprised that this deck was doing so well so far, but it's not that the deck was doing bad when I was playing it before. It's more just that I was playing it in quick constructed, not or quick ranked or whatever, and not these constructed queues, the actual tournaments, and they can be a fairly different beast. So I wasn't sure 100% how well it would do, although it was built to feed off of a lot of these aggro decks. So this is interesting. I wanted to kill that right away because the prowess makes it annoying for us to Moment of Craving it later. Could Doomfall their hand, or it could just Sunscourge. I think I'm okay with Sunscourge for now. This hand turned out awesome, by the way. We got so lucky on it. I don't think it was that bad of a keep. It was really, really close. Like, it was just basically a coin flip, which is sketchy in some ways, but at the same time, if you're not going to take some risks, you're going to end up actually just losing more games. Gotta play the odds sometimes. Let's go up on Karn. Wonder which one they'll give us. They're thinking pretty hard on it. They're also stuck on 2. Every opponent we've had has not had the best luck. Do I swing? Nah. I mean, I could actually go a little bit aggressive this game. We have a Sunscourge. We have the Karn. We can actually start making some tokens, especially since they're stuck. We don't have any lands right now. But I just feel like the odds of that actually working out are pretty low, to be entirely honest. Okay, there's Fanatical Firebrand. I'm glad that I kept this back. I'd love to know where they opted. We'll just keep plussing Karn, we don't mind. Just buys us a lot of time.
Are you certain of your decision?
Regal Caracal and Dusk Legion. Cool. I'm gonna imagine we get a Dusk Legion Zealot here, which means that I'll probably go Doomfall, look at their hand, and Dusk Legion. Oh, please. Auto tap. I do not want to tap both of the swamps. Alright, let's do it this way. Dusk Legion first anyways. It's good to check out the extra card. It's certainly possible that I want a treasure map here to try and make sure I hit land, but hey, as I say that, I hit land, so... I would like to see your hand, please. What you got going on over there, bro? We got Adila's, or whatever it is, Wizard's Lightning. So, I mean, taking an Adela's, like, what? This is random name generator, the set. I swear. Ad. We're going to call it Ad. We could take Ad, but Ad, like, what is this name? But, the Ad could be the take, but they just have another one, so it's not super useful. It's probably just Wizard's Lightning. Shivan Fire, whatever. I'm fine with that. The Lightning's a lot more annoying, because they can actually shoot the Karn with it. Either one of them is going to activate Riddle form, which is kind of a pain. Could start attacking, leave this, then they can attack by shooting it. Yeah, we'll wait. We're good. They're going to spend a lot of time attacking the Karn here, in which case we can just play the second Karn. Buying back Regal Caracal doesn't seem like the worst idea. Use the Firebrand to shoot Sunscourge and Shivan Fire it. That's a thing you can do. I don't know, that's the best thing. No? Alright. Like, we can buy it back by discarding and gain a bunch of life. That's not terrible for us by any means. I kind of would have expected them to just shoot this and then Firebrand and Riddle form the Karn. Either that or, like, Ad could attack in. Just try and get some actual board presence going. Because right now they have 0 board presence. Like, sure, Karn's gone, but they have nothing.
There is always another fight.
Yeah, like next turn, when we play you again. Second Shivan Fire? Yeah. So, like, now they just didn't get anything out of it. I'm pretty happy about that. I think... I like cycling the deserts, but I'm going to play one tap because we'd like to land the approach next turn. And because we can't block, with whatever they have. Karn. I should have Karned first, actually, and then we could have seen if we drew land. I was thinking I might minus for actual moment, though. Yeah, you know, actually, okay, so here's the way that I almost certainly should have done this turn. What I should have done is I should have played Karn, minus, drew the Moment of Craving, played our untapped mana, and had Moment of Craving up, so we could just eat and add here. But, well, what do you do? Sometimes you play a little fast and loose and make some mistakes. Could still go for the moment. Kind of just want to draw extra cards. Not run into it dying to a single land. I guess this still does. Ooh, hello. Another card. I imagine that we're getting Queen's Commission. If they draw a land right now, they get to play add, Shivan Fire, and then attack with Riddle Form and the add for 6 on Karn. So that's a little annoying. I definitely could have played that better. But it's good to remember. I mean, I haven't piloted this deck too much. It's fairly new, and I've been constantly making some changes to it. So you can learn your deck as you practice it. It's the reason why you need to play your decks a lot. Start realizing the lines that you should be making when you make little mistakes like this one. There we go. And down goes the Karn Father. We're still in really good shape. Ooh, we're in amazing shape. No, we don't have another swamp. Oh, okay, well, I'll still approach. I mean, whatever, it's fine. We're at 30 life. It'll take us a bit of time to dig down to it, but we do still have treasure map. So, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Warlord's Fury. Seen this deck a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Unfortunately, 6 damage a turn, and that's if they're drawing a non-creature spell every turn, is not enough to kill us by any means. Not unless I do absolutely nothing, which seems pretty unlikely considering our hand. And they'll get to scry with the Riddle Form. Wow, we've drawn a lot of Urzas. A lot of Karns. Scion of Urza. Me good, speak English well. Come on, Karn Father. This time we're going to start with the Karn. Probably play the treasure map and use it. We get to dig down a lot that way. Sure. It would have been fine to minus for a moment too, but with how quickly I'm digging down to the approach, I feel like that's just better. We know that they don't have any counter magic in their hand. It's not like they have a lot in their deck actually anyways, because they're really just a burn deck. They're not really countering a whole lot of stuff. At least from the decks that I've seen that are like this so far. They're really concerned with, like, removal, Warlord's Fury kind of cards, just so they can cycle them fast. Nice. Hit the Wizard's Lightning. Kaboom. Like I said, though, I don't think it's going to be enough. $15. They're dealing a lot. Half of our life in 2 turns. Some good draws. Ifnir Deadlands. Let's just go for the Lich's Mastery, which is interesting. I don't know that it's good. I think I just prefer to bottom that. It does also let us kill Adele's, but I mean, I can minus for a Moment of Craving too, like I had before. So now the question is, do I want to wait plus Karn, and then these two are gone and I can just whatever for approach, or do I use our treasure map right now again to continue to dig? I think that I'm going to use treasure map and just minus for our Moment of Creation, our Moment of Craving. Cool. Sanctuary. I would like to get a moment. Play our Queen's Commission. Attack with our champ. And I'm going to leave up the Moment of Craving. A lot of times it would make sense to kill this, but since we know that they have an ad in their hand, I don't know that it does. And if they have a non-creature spell, they want to play it before combat so that Riddle Form actually works and they can attack with it. Like, once they're attacking, it's not a bad idea to Moment then, just because of the fact that the Riddle Form already has to be triggered by that. Not the worst if I make them pay the 3. Okay, well, and they can pay the 3 again and still attack with it. They don't get the plus from prowess, so they're just attacking for 3 here. And then we're going to draw our approach to Second Sun, win the game. Oh, they didn't even play ad. I mean, it doesn't matter. Game is, in fact, over. 2 damage would not a difference make. I think they're just scrying just so they can see, like, how close they were to not losing or whatever. See if they had, like, a counterspell somewhere. I'm just kind of curious. Nice. Well, we're doing really, really well here. This is, despite some fumbles in my play there, because I certainly made some mistakes, we're 3-0. Going real well. Let's keep it up. Alright. This hand is sweet. Man, we've had a lot of good ones. Some days we've had some bad luck, but today is not one of them. Even if we have a lot of bad games in a row after this, this has been pretty nice. Aha. Well, it looks like we are finally against a control deck. And I'm not sure how that's going to go. This deck's pretty good against a lot of aggro. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to bust through a whole lot of counterspells. We'll have to see. We do have a few things that help us fight it. Not a lot in our hand, though. This might be the matchup where we go for the damage plays. Unfortunately, Settle the Wreckage here is just super miserable. I like that our deck right now looks like black-white vampires. And just, like, total budget garbage black-white vampires. We'll see what happens. Seal away is very likely to happen. Nope, nothing. Alright, fast turn. If we can just draw a black source, that'd be excellent. Ah, the post-combat seal away. Take an extra damage to play around... I don't know. I'm not sure what they were playing around, actually. Like a pump spell, I guess? I'm not sure that they knew what they were playing around. I mean, only 1 damage, it doesn't really matter. It's probably good to just be safe. When you don't know what the deck is, because, like, who's playing Queen's Commission right now? It makes a lot of sense. I actually really hope that they settle at some point, because I would like the land so we can Lich's Mastery. Or approach, either way. Another seal? Okay. I may have wanted to settle my own team, honestly. Now, wouldn't that confuse our opponent? You know, the play last turn probably was to settle our own team. Let's pass now. Really wish that had been untapped. Essence Scatter. Okay. Ooh, looks like they're stuck on lands. Hopefully, no counter magic. This is a really, really high percentage that this is a counter. If it isn't, we're in incredible shape. Wizard's Retort. Huh. That's a very strange one to see in blue-white. Like, if this is actually approach, because there's no wizards in it. It might as well be cancel or countervailing winds or something. There's no advantage to having a Wizard's Retort at all. And here, we're not going to try and resolve Lich's Mastery now that we have that extra land. We'd much rather just approach. They shouldn't counter this one, because the first one doesn't really matter. Yeah. But they might not expect the second, so I can see them tapping out for, like, Teferi. Karn. Something like that. Like a really high chance. Because, like, what are the odds that we actually have the second approach? It's one of the most annoying things about approach is that you kind of can't tap out ever again. This is interesting. Because they didn't play anything that really makes me think that they have it. So I'm just going to Mastery. We could go for the game, but it doesn't seem like the right play. Yeah. Like, that's another spell they just have to counter. So I'm okay with that. Plus, they are going fairly low. We might be able to Karn. Yeah, here we go. Please do not have another counter spell off of the untap from Teferi.
Keep up the pace.
Please, please, please. They can't have it all, right? They have used a lot of counter magic already. If they have 3 Wizard's Retorts, that's a really good draw for them. Syncopate. Sure, that'll do it. And I might still just want to actually attack them. There's a non-zero chance that Karn just makes constructs and we try and get there with that way. In all honesty. Yeah, if I had just gone for Karn, we'd have actually resolved it around Syncopate. But like with Teferi on the board, it's not going to get much easier. They have had a very good hand. Oh, wow. Wow, their draw is so good right now. Yikes. This is just some fantastic draws. And Moment of Creation is really bad for us. Oh, keep going face. Face is the place. We forced them to have to counter some of these things too, though, so they might not be able to always hold it up for approach. Unless they keep top decking, which is fairly likely. They're drawing a lot of cards. Commit. Sure. I wonder if this is even the approach deck. This might just be the Teferi only control list, where it just wins off of ultimating Teferi.
Keep up the pace.
If you thought that control was miserable to play against, wait until you've seen control without even having an approach. Why do you need win conditions when you can just wait for your opponent to deck themselves as you shuffle Teferi in over and over? Yeah. Yeah. People that don't know, you can -3 Teferi to put it back into your own library and just play it every turn until your opponent decks themselves because you've removed all the permanents. It's dumb. It's as dumb as it sounds. Yeah, they've had really good counter spells for us every turn. It's unfortunate. Well, they can negate and they can use cast out on us. I'm gonna have to eventually hit the fairy here. It might actually even just be this turn. I don't want to let it get to 8 because then they might be able to have removal. We could cast this out. If they do, seal away. Sure. Kind of some good news is that means that it's less likely for them to be able to stop all of this. They'll still have negate, so I mean Karn's dying. I kind of have to make them have it though. So go ahead and negate. No, or not.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Give me a 1/1.
There is great power
And Sunscourge. Now this gets countered, or they're just going to play cast out. They might use it as Content instead of doing any of those. I get the feeling that as Content is the play. Like, casting out Karn doesn't really matter when we're drawing another Karn immediately. And I think our opponent would realize that. Yeah. Pull from tomorrow. That's a lot of cards. It's one that I've generally taken out of my approach decks because it was just a win more. When you actually have enough to tap out, then you're probably already winning the game and it doesn't really matter all that much. Like when you draw 7 cards off of it, that's a game that you probably weren't losing. You had like 9 mana to do things with. Oh, they are going to exile Karn. Now, they have the negate for the other one. And they have enough for both Settle the Wreckage and negate, so that's terrifying. Get the feeling we're not going to be able to hit Teferi here, and then Teferi's going to ultimate, and we're going to die to Teferi. But I don't have much option but to attack with both. It doesn't play around Settle, but if they have something like a cast out, then obviously it's really, really bad for us to attack with one. And it, like, the chances are high here that they do this. But what do? No, don't want to do it because I don't want to shuffle. Okay, they're going to hold the negate for the actual approach. Makes a lot of sense.
Allow me to introduce you to a friend of mine.
Say hello to our little friend. There we go. And now they can pull from tomorrow, and the game's over, so we can just concede here. They can either, like, commit to memory, or they can pull from tomorrow and just exile a bunch of things. They had a great hand against us. Really, really good. Not much I could do about that one. We needed less Settle the Wreckages, me and another treasure map or something else like that. I needed to, early on, probably settle our own board to try and pump out that Lich's Mastery under all of the counter magic that they had. But, like, they had a lot of counter magic in that hand. They didn't have their settles and seal-aways in too high of a number. They had a lot of counter magic instead, and that's just too good against us because... like, if their hand was flooded with a bunch of settles and, you know, cast out and seal away and things like that, the game goes a lot easier for us. Less counter magic that they have. We don't really care about our creatures all that much. Our creatures are just really road stops for aggressive decks. And they didn't have that. They had all the counter magic. Okay, well, we're going first, and this hand is our first really awful hand. We definitely have to mulligan that. It's just a terrible plan to keep that one. We can't play anything unless we rip 2 lands in a row, and even then we don't have, like, our colors well. This one I'll keep. Okay, I'm like, just because we do get the Scry, but a little bit iffy. Not super happy about how many lands we have. At least we have the Desert of the Truce, so we can cycle it. Yeah, this is the problem. Against... normally we're pretty good against the mono red decks, but this hand is so weak to it. And his hand's weak to a lot of things, but going down to 5 didn't make a lot of sense either. This could be a rough one. Doomfall's really better against control decks. It's not so much for these kind of games, because really Doomfall is just kill a Firebrand for 3, which is pretty pathetic. Doomfall's to get rid of like a Wizard's Retort from their hand the turn before you approach the second sun. It's not to deal with a Firebrand. It's the reason why I don't like having a lot of Doomfalls either, is just because I think that with this deck you want to go and focus on beating like a certain matchup and not worry about the other one. With it being a best of 1 series, things like I get the feeling if you dilute it by having like a bunch of Duresses and Doomfalls and things like that, then you're just making it so that it's got like a medium game against control and a medium game against mono red, and it's just like not really good against either. And I'd rather just have like one really good matchup and have that be mono red, because more people are playing aggro, either mono red or like mono white decks and aggro decks like that, instead of trying to fight against blue-white control and them at the same time and just making both of the matchups kind of medium. Like, we have a few cards here and there so that we're not just, you know, straight conceding to blue-white every time, but I don't want to have cards that are super, super narrow and only deal with the one. Fanatic or Frenzied Rage. Okay. I mean, they can kill Karn. That's the thing they can do. Going straight for the face. Face is the place. Good call. However, just gonna moment that, and I kind of want to just minus Karn again. I'm gonna plus Karn this time. I don't want to put it in range of Lightning Strike, actually. Changed my mind. It's nice to have 2 blockers, but I'm going to get Dusk Legion Zealot down anyways. They're obviously in a lot of dire straits for their lands. They kept a hand that only had 1 land, so I think this is the way to do it. Hey, there's the Lich's Mastery. We're going to hold back. We don't need to deal damage to them. That's not our game plan. Goblin Trailblazer. So we could actually buy back Deadlands. I can Doomfall twice, or I can Lich's Mastery. I think that it's going to be a Doomfall twice, but first I'm going to keep digging with Karn. I want to get something that gains us life. They should probably give us the Karn, but I'm hoping they give us the Queen's Commission. Yeah, there we go. Alright, change of plans. We're going to Doomfall. I mean, I'm going to get this Queen's Commission. Do I just want to see their hand? I think I want to see their hand. Kindling Phoenix, Goblin Chain Whirler. Hello. 2 Goblin Chain Whirlers. Okay, well, if they draw a land, that's some bad news. I guess I could just Doomfall again and get rid of the other Chain Whirler. I think that's not a terrible plan. No attacks, pass. Now we can double block the Trailblazer. We lose both of them, but that's fine. Could even just take this. I'm going to play Mastery next turn, so my life total doesn't matter as much. Seems fine. They'll play another Trailblazer. Maybe Buccaneer's Bravado? Get Double Strike? Oh, wow. Okay. Put us to 7. You got it. Well, I like having more things on board if I'm going to Lich's Mastery. And I'm going to Lich's Mastery, so boom. I don't think they can punish us too much for having it. We've got 5 things in our graveyard already, so that's already 5 life there. And then with Queen's Commission and Regal Caracal, we can start gaining some life back. worst thing that can happen is, what, land lightning strike Karn? Can't really attack with the Trailblazer. Sure. 1, 2. Come on. Uh-oh. Having a little bit of a lag spike there. The worst thing to happen is us to just lag out and lose this game on that. We really want to draw like a moment, so we're going to try and keep plussing Karn here, I think. Oh, and they're just going to concede. Fair enough. Didn't even have to see the Regal Caracal. Getting them to use the Lightning Strike on our face would have been fine there too, because we had the Caracal. We didn't want them to have it there so that we could, you know, keep our kitties nice and large. Okay. What do we have here? We got Sunscourge, Doomfall. This seems fine. Opponent's going first. If they're an aggro deck, they could get a fast start here and get us, but I'm not sure what they are. Desert of the Indomitable. The green, like mono green Stompy, I haven't really seen play deserts. Oh, looks like that might be what it is though. Because Resilient Kenra is mono green Stompy almost for sure. Doomfall's pretty good against some of that. Although this is just slow. Hopefully not Aronis. Yeah, well, it's not Aronis. It's worse than Aronis. Let's just go Sunscourge. They might actually throw Resilient Kenra into it because they can eternalize it. It's unlikely. I really want to be able to Doomfall the Steel Leaf Champion. A Settle the Wreckage would be A+ right now. Oof. Yeah. They have a good start. Pretty good start. Wow. Pretty good start. Yeah. It's looking decent. This is where Settle the Wreckage comes in, although I played like a dummy and didn't play this. So I can't even top deck it. I mean, I don't think that it matters. I don't think we can actually live this turn. Because, I mean, that alone is 17. Yeah, like... do that, and I think we live, but... that's, one of the better starts that you can have in this mono green list, if not just the best start. Pretty close. I mean, they didn't have an elf early, but besides that, everything was just lined up perfectly. Pretty disgusting. Just kind of curious what I would see. Yeah, we weren't even close to drawing it. I just want to see where the Settle the Wreckages were, because that's the only thing that matters. Oof, all 3 Doomfalls. And this is why I mean, like, Doomfall just is so bad in so many matchups. It helps shore up some of the control lists, but, like, it's just terrible against these aggro decks. And this is just a sick, sick, sick draw. So nothing we can do about that. We'll move on. Okay, I go first, huh? This is one, if I was on the draw, I'd snap keep it. Being on the play is super dicey. If I draw 2 lands in a row, then obviously Karn is good. I do have some early game, but probably not enough. Yeah, this is just too dicey. I unfortunately have to mulligan that. That feels so bad. On Magic Online, Magic Arena, where you get the best of 2 hands, which is an algorithm they have for your draws, it's particularly backbreaking to have to mulligan. Alright, this is okay. I'm gonna have to keep that, just because if they are the aggro deck, I need some kind of game before turn 4. Let me say, it'll feel pretty bad to lose to an aggro deck with our deck right now that's kind of supposed to beat it up. Let's not have us go out now. We did get our 4 wins, so we actually have like a positive record right now, which is good. Sarah Disciple. This is an interesting list. Not sure what we're seeing here. Although, I mean, And me doing my own thing. So this one actually has first strikes, and when we gotta remember, we can't, like, attack into it. Zhalfirin Void. So this is a mono white list, almost for sure. They can't afford to play too many of those. Knight of Grace. Sure. Just all first strikers. Sure is a thing. We're gonna Karn. Even if I have to chump block, that's fine. We just want to start upping Karn, try and draw into things that matter. Yeah, like, those are both two really good cards. More lands are good to get us to approach. Just Dusk, Legion, and Zealot to draw us extra cards is certainly nice. More chump blocks, more cards. I'm very cool with all of that. Either one of these cards is excellent. We need to make our land drop every turn for this deck to work optimally. At least up till 7. Chalet, the Voice of Plenty. Good insurance against Settle the Wreckage. Okay with just a chump block. There's Settle, which they won't mind because Chalet already plays around that. They might just give us the Settle. Yeah. I'm gonna Dusk Legion. Ugh, another Settle is awful. We need a way to kill Chalet. If we have to, we're gonna minus Karn here to just draw land. I probably have to. If we don't draw land off the top, then we're definitely minusing it. Okay, so it's black, white knights. So they're playing a lot of Zhalfirin Voids then, it feels like, to be two colors. I mean, it looks like they kind of got punished for it too. Because they haven't had black mana until now. Sure, pump up your Sarah Disciples. Coming in for 5 flying, we get to jump block with Dusk Legion Zealots. It's not too bad. They might come in at Karn, which I'm also pretty okay with. Karn just gaining us a bunch of life until we can approach is perfectly acceptable. They might not attack with Chalet too, because they could be worried about Seal Away. Yeah, alright. Just 2 damage at Karn? I'm all on board for that. That's a deal. So we did draw our land. I think I'm just gonna plus then. Now we get plains. That's fine. We'd rather play the tap land. Regal Caracal and pass the turn. No real reason to slam Sunscourge Champion in. Wow. That feels like a lot of Zhalfirin Voids to be playing in black-white, where there's not really... There's no good, like, rare dual land right now. Not that I don't think so, right? So you're not able to have, like, an untapped dual land or anything. You have to play with the crappy Forsaken Sanctuaries, and that's just not great. I wonder if it's punishing them. I wonder if they have a second black in their hand. Like, if they need double black. And now they have to make those decisions. Do they keep coming at Karn? Do they go face? They can't really come in on the ground. And do they attack with Chalet? For us, it would be really unfortunate if they actually attacked with Chalet, but they don't know that, thankfully. Let's just plus Karn. Karn's gaining us a ton of life here. We can use the Ifnir Deadlands to kill Chalet slowly, but I'm just going to resolve approach here. Go to 25 and put them on a real short clock. There we go. Fun thing too with the Ifnir Deadlands that they can actually target Knight of Grace because they're not black sources. They make black mana, but they're not a black source themselves. Alright, yeah. They realize now that Chalet has to get in. One at Karn, more at Karn, all of them at Karn. Okay. I would think that they need to attack Karn this time. I feel like attacking Karn before maybe wasn't the thing to do, but now it for sure is because you know that I have to go and grab Approach of the Second Sun. And if I'm drawing, you know, I dig 2 cards out of the way every turn. It's basically like drawing 3. Oof. Third Settle the Wreckage. Not exactly what I'd like to do, to be entirely honest. But I imagine they don't expect it, so there's that. And we'll be able to kill Chalet next turn. Unfortunately, we can't hold up Settle. Ooh, a double strike to all the good little boys and girls on the board. That was a really good top deck. I wonder if there was another turn where I had a chance to use Ifnir Deadlands to try and chunk down Chalet here, because this is a lot of damage. I mean, we're looking at, like, what, 9 damage? Yeah. Oof. If I was them, I probably would have attacked more on the ground, too. Because now I'm just for sure chump blocking. Doomfall them, make them sacrifice, or look at their hand. I think this is a sacrifice a creature. It's not a huge deal, but everything helps. 4 more turns. I'm going to be very happy for these settles in a second. Unless they draw another Chalet. If they draw a second Chalet, ooh, this game goes south real fast. Having hexproof on their face makes a big difference. Ooh, Blackblade Reforged. That's... I mean, putting it on Sarah Disciple here, is that lethal? Not quite. I don't think. How much would it have been? Like, no, I mean, yeah, they should have done that, right? I think that's just lethal. Because it's plus, I mean, +7. Yeah, I mean, they all double strike. That is a pretty big mistake on our opponent's part. Unless somehow they can give Danitha trample? This doesn't give trample, does it? Like, there's nothing here that tramples. Wow. Lucky me. Yeah, I was super dead to that. Thank goodness they were nice. No Chalet. No Chalet. Oh, please no Chalet. Huge mistake not having the Blackblade go onto a Sarah Disciple. Now what they should probably do is just equip it to 1 and keep attacking with 1 every turn. Like, there's no reason to attack with multiple things. And I would run out of removal before I would hit the approach if they do that. Well, I mean, I guess they have the... We have the chump blockers if they go for the ground, so we might be able to win that way. But that's kind of assuming they don't have anything else. Oh, I guess that they couldn't... Right, they couldn't. It's 7. I thought it was 5 for some reason or something. Yeah. I thought it was 7 total, but it's 7 to equip, so that's why they didn't put it on the Disciple. They didn't have lethal. That's my bad. I thought it was 7 total to play and equip, but it's actually just 9 total to play and equip. And obviously, a lot cheaper to put on the Legend. No putting the Black Blades. This is just 2 damage. Sure? I think that's fine. Huh. Okay. If they're not presenting lethal, I'm not going to need to use my removal. There are enough settles that we can just stall out then. Now they equip it. Ooh. Vraska's Contempt is nice here too. Because if they just attack with the 1, we can just Contempt it. Yes, sorry, Isolated Chapel. That's the duel. I knew there was something. Alright. Like, I'm not having a good day for remembering cards. Just one of those ones. Come on, send in. Show me what you got. You've got to attack the Sarah Disciple at this point. Yeah. It makes no sense not to be doing that. I think that this might be Settle, just because if they draw Chalet, I have to Vraska's Contempt it. Like, Contempt is a way out of them drawing Chalet and us not being able to Settle the Wreckage at that point. So, this seems better. Not attacking for lethal that last turn really messed them up, though. Like, really messed them up. I'm not sure that they have enough time to actually get through. Heartless Pillage. Wow. Huh. That's a sick top deck. Okay. I'll admit, didn't expect the Heartless Pillage. Yeah, now we're a turn back again. It doesn't feel particularly good to lose the game this way. When they didn't make that attack either. Ooh, alright. That's good. One of the only things that just immediately draws us a card. I guess Moment of Craving would actually have been really good, too. We do have to worry about Chalet. A top deck Chalet from our opponent wins in the game. Or, no, because they don't have enough to Chalet and put the Black Blade onto Sarah Disciple. Alright. Oh. No attacks. Hold up, Settle. What do we got? Move the Black Blade, we settle, draw approach, win the game. They play Chalet, attack with everything, we chump block on the ground, win with approach. Like, I don't know if there's a way out of this for them unless they have some kind of mass removal for only our side of the board. Like, if they double... They somehow, which they don't actually have the black mana for, but if they somehow, like, double Golden Demise, that would be a thing. They wouldn't need a double Golden Demise, just one, actually. Yeah. Well, 2 chump blockers. Yeah, they would only have to do the... They'd still have Settle, though. Yeah. They're, like... They'd have to double Golden Demise... One Golden Demise and Chalet is what it would have to be. There's just really no way out that I can think of. Not that doesn't require a lot of convoluted lines. Looks like we got there. This was a close one. Not attacking that one turn feels like it kind of got them. I could be wrong. Depends on what's in their hand. That was a really good one, though. And we're up to 5 wins. We still have the chance. The dream is alive. Alright, going for a 6th win. This hand looks pretty acceptable. I like it. We'll lead with the desert. A lot of the times I like to be able to cycle them, but this is a hand that's low enough on actual action that, well, like lands that we can do it. We're gonna Dusk Legion into Sunscourge. Looks like we're against the red deck, which this hand is excellent against. Trailblazer. That one's annoying. I could certainly just Moment of Craving instead of anything else. I'm gonna Dusk Legion. Maybe a little bit greedy, but if we draw something like Settle the Wreckage, I might want to wait. Another Trailblazer. Those are going to be a little annoying. But we've got Sunscourge. We can double block now. And I'm feeling pretty decent about this. We get to Moment afterwards. Not great draws for us. The Swamp would actually be pretty solid. Hazoret's a card. Please give me a Settle. Doomfall. We can Doomfall the Hazoret if we can get rid of this Trailblazer. So, I mean, there's an argument to set up a Moment of Craving. I think that I like Karn and Minus to get a blocker, though.
I will fight with honor. Oh, say hello to my...
There's a decent chance they just discard the Hazoret. We can Doomfall and Moment of Craving if we draw Swamp. We'll see. I want blockers. I want to, like, split their attention. Glorybringer. Oh, that's a sick hit here. Come on, Settle the Wreckage. You can't attack with Trail. What? Like, okay. That's weird. I'm not quite sure why you'd do that.
I am proud.
That kind of feels like they're throwing it away. Oh. Second approach is, like, close to good, but just not quite there. Normally Doomfall, when they have 2 creatures on the board, making them exile is not particularly great against mono red. Seems okay here, though. I hope they get rid of Glorybringer, honestly. And then, like, just discard the Hazoret, and we can chump block and pop it off. That's, not the likeliest play, but boy, would it be nice. It's very possible. Or, like, even just, like, a Lightning Strike on Sunscourge would be good. As long as it's not a critter. Oh, do we live the dream? Do we live the dream? No creature, no creature, no creature. Yes. Get out of here. Down to 12. We go back up to 16. Oh, they can use Scavenger Grounds, right. So they can stop our Sunscourge. If we draw a land... They didn't do it, though. Nice. Well, as much as I would like to play Regal Caracal here instead, before they figure out they can actually use the Scavenger Grounds, I think we're going to discard Lich's Mastery. Wow, they've really flooded. I think they made a big mistake not using Scavenger Grounds, though. They can ping us for 2 a turn, but I don't know that that's gonna be enough once I start gaining all this life. We might win on 2 different fronts, both through approach and through damage. Or our opponent just gives up the game. Nice. I don't know that they would have had a chance to get out of that anyways, because they did draw a lot of lands, but I think they needed to use that Scavenger Grounds there. Letting us have the Sunscourge Champion out of our graveyard was a pretty big mistake. They didn't know that we had Regal Caracal in hand either. Like, knowing our hand, it's far less of a mistake, because we probably want to play Regal Caracal anyways. But, like, especially not having that knowledge, you need to get rid of our graveyard. We were at, what, 12? Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be able to ping us down that fast with Ruminap Ruins. It's better to just Scavenger Grounds us there, I think. Alright, in any case, let's go. Game 7. And here is our final opening hand. Because we're 6-2, no matter what happens, this is the end. Grand Finals time. So we're going to Dusk Legion Zealots. Yeah, this is fine. So we just Desert into Dusk Legion. Sunscourge. We've got a really nice start here. If they're another aggro deck, Settle the Wreckage here is awesome. Desert of the Fervent. I'm going to guess this is... Oh, excellent. Thanks, Windows. No, not right now. Appreciate it, though. We're going to guess that this is a blue-red wizard deck. Although, no, Desert of the Fervent, and it looks like... They look like just an aggro deck, but playing Desert. That... In your aggro decks, you generally don't want tap lands. Just, I'm surprised by that, because it's a really big downside when you're trying to curve out. Really, really big downside. Alright, nice, we got the plains. That's the only thing that we were concerned about. This is certainly a game. And fortunately, our opponent looks like they're kind of stuck on lands, and they had this desert, which hasn't helped them too much. They've got nothing in play, and they're the aggro deck, so... If we're beating them down on turn 3... Oh, is this double Magma Spray? The double Mags? Firing with all barrels? Oh, nice. Alright. I mean, I don't think we mind that that's their hand. If that's what's happening, I'm kind of cool with it. Thing has Menace, right? Yeah. It's just kind of wall of text, so... I'm going to Karn and plus. Then we can hold up the Settle. Again, I'm not sure that they'd expect it. We're not playing a typical deck. Hello, Approach. Although they might expect it now. We do give them a lot of info. Deadlands isn't the worst thing for us to hit either. Sure. Because we can Deadlands and Moment of Craving away this Rampaging Ferocidon too. This feels like such a weird include in a mono red deck. Maybe it served them well. I haven't played a whole lot of mono red on here. Not a big mono red fan in general. Just not my play style. If I have to, I'll play some aggro decks, but it's just not what I like to do. So the question is, do I just want to use Regal Caracal here? It doesn't gain me any life. It is the most efficient use of my mana. Although next turn I can, like, Treasure Map, Moment, and Dusk Legion, so I still have options for next turn. It's not like I'm out of luck. I think I'm gonna wait. I really want to get rid of Ferocidon. Well, they've used 3 Magma Sprays? I'm gonna Caracal. Sure, we might not gain the lifelink, but us having the blockers seems good. We lose some life here to the actual Ferocidon. That's fine. Like, what are the odds that they actually have another, like, creature removal spell? Looks like they might, but yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with this. With us being at 21, just going down to 18, having a bunch of blockers here seems pretty solid. And honestly, even if they kill the Caracal, if we can get a double block on the Rampaging Ferocidon, we can still Moment of Craving afterwards. Even if they use the Firebrand, they might, yeah, probably sacrifice Firebrand and attack Karn. Is that so bad for us? Rekindling Phoenix, sure. Another Karn. I would rather just Deadlands, Dusk Legion, hold up Settle. We want to get rid of both of these things. Settle looks a lot better with the Rekindling Phoenix out too. Just the one. Nice. Playing around the Settle. We did get the Doomfall, though, so we can still kill the Rampaging Ferocidon. Unless they drew another creature. But, I mean, most of the things in this deck have haste, and they would just have played them already. Could be wrong. Please don't. If it's another Ferocidon, they would have waited. Yeah, it's something. Oh, Lord. It's Siege Gang Commander? That's interesting with Ferocidon. Let's sit here and smack myself in the face for a little while, says the opponent. Wow, that's sick. Alright, well, I don't want Siege Gang around, so goodbye. We have a problem, though. We have a definite issue with this. I mean, Doomfall is not super useful right now. Pass, use the treasure map. These are some good top decks. We can slowly kill the Ferocidon still with the Ifnir Deadlands. Okay, they're worried about Seal Away. God, dude, I don't really want to give them Earthshaker. Alright. Take extra damage, but I might not give them gas for next turn. Let's skip through it. Two, three, four. Deadlands Craving. Okay, so we can do that. Tap this. Now Deadlands, because we actually want to sacrifice the Desert of the True here. If I can, keeping Ifnir Deadlands seems like a pretty good idea. Seems just swell, actually. Now I can gain life again. And we're just going to pass the turn. Still in decent shape. If we get like a Sunscourge Champion, that'd be awesome. I guess we can pull one out of exile because we have one with a silver counter on it. Top deck of Braid's pretty solid. Scrying all these lands to the bottom. And give me something good. Not a land. Something good. Approach. Approach is good. I could just approach right now and use a treasure. That seems like the best thing to do. Oh, I probably want to go to my main phase so I can actually do it. Boom. Yeah, go to 15. They need to top deck. I mean, I don't even know what they can top deck at that point. But they need to top deck something real fast, or we're going to take over the game. A Hazoret would be really bad, but it's obviously not that. Now it's just big boy Karn. And I'm pretty sure we minus for Sunscourge. Although I could just minus for Approach. Yeah, minus for Approach is way better. Buy back our Approach. We've got the Vraska's Contempt, and that should protect us from any shenanigans. We go down to 9 with the Ramonok Ruins. We can kill the Earthshaker Kendra and go back up to 11, though. Gonna wait until their turn, because something like Hazoret is the scary side of that. Like, using Vraska's Contempt on Earthshaker Kendra is fine, but I'd much rather do it on Hazoret if they draw something like that. Feels pretty dumb to use it now and then end up getting killed by a Hazoret somehow. Sunscorched Desert. Yep. That's the desert I'm expecting these decks to play. The untapped one. Okay, going to combat is just a great sign for us. So we can Contempt that. Go to 10. We don't want to pay any life. So leave the Deadlands untapped and use a treasure. We're not going to need to use Treasure Grove to draw cards off of. Alright, sweet. Nice little 7-2. This deck did really well. It was super, super fun the couple times that I've managed to Lich's Mastery and then immediately play Approach, just draw 7. That was really, really cool. It might not even need Lich's Mastery. Like, maybe just the life gain removal shenanigans is good enough. It seemed like it was pretty solid against most of what we were coming across. It just eats alive a lot of the aggro decks, so it might not be a thing that even needs to have the Mastery. Like, we didn't use it too often. Some people did remove it from our hand, though, so it's hard to say for sure if it's a card that we want out, because, like, they would have taken different cards if we had it for something else. I don't know. Like, maybe this could be a Liliana, or just, like, extra Caracals and Vraska's Contempts, and we don't even need to worry about the card draw aspect of life gain. We just go for Approach. That's certainly a way that you could try and build this deck, but I was pretty happy with this. This was a lot of fun. I'm super excited to keep playing it, and thanks everybody for watching. I do really appreciate it. I'm gonna shout out, once again, if you can, please follow the channel, sub it, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you can check out my Patreon, I'd really appreciate that, or my sponsor, inkgaming.com. I've got a promo code down below for 12% off, so it's Ilyon12. It really, really helps me. I'm trying to continue making full-time content, so I'm doing 2 videos a week, one for Magic, one for Eternal, and I've been doing a new Magic the Gathering game show called Card Clash. So if you're interested in some cool, kind of more casual content, some different stuff, I've been trying to do pretty high production value, at least, I think, game show. So I put a ton of time into that, and it's something that I'd like to continue doing And currently I'm not quite at the support level where I can do that. I'm really close, but I can't quite get there yet. So every little bit helps. It doesn't have to be monetary, although obviously that would be fantastic. But just sharing it out, following, giving a thumbs up really does help out a ton. So I appreciate all of that from all of the wonderful viewers. And I will be back again next week with some more content. See you then. Almost forgot. Somebody asked for me to do this last time. Here's my event rewards. We got a Karn. Nice. So thanks everybody for stopping by. I'll see you next week.